Okay, está esto y... All right. Okay, you guys, so hi, good afternoon, or yeah, good afternoon. Today we're going to start seeing writing. Like, you know, there are two types of writing tasks, the integrated and the independent. So can you tell me a bit which one you saw already in your theory classes? ¿Les han explicado el integrated o el independent?
Independent.
Okay, so just the independent. So we're going to see the independent today, and in the next classes, we're going to see a mix of both of them. Okay, so let me just share. Oh, well, before before we start, can anyone give me a brief summary of what pointers they gave you or what they told you about these, this type of task?
Yes, it's a question that they give us, like in the asking, like in the task one of the asking, we have to answer that question, giving two reasons that why you choose one I don't know, one thing, or they give us like two things to select. So we have to choose one, and we have to give two reasons that why we choose that point.
Okay, so like, you know, the independent ones are just a prompt. You know, they just give you a question or a statement, and they ask for your opinion on that statement. And you have 20 minutes to write everything. And so for this class, what we're going to do is we're going to see a few prompts, and I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes. No, you don't have to write the whole thing, as long as you try to avanzar hasta donde puedan. So igual en sus compus, ¿no? Tengan abierto un documento de Word o donde sea para escribir su writing. And then after the 15 minutes, hasta donde tengan avanzado, vamos a ir mandando los writings al chat y ahí los vamos a ir evaluando. Okay? So let me share the screen. Okay, wait a second. Here. Honestly, I think it's better to yeah. Okay. And like, you know, you have to answer your writing, giving your opinion with the structure they gave you. More or less, it has to be 300 words around there, but try not to like be too worried about how long it is now. In this case, we're just gonna practice writing as especially the introduction y lo más que podamos avanzar en el writing. So don't worry about the word count for now. In this case, we have, in the real test, they give you 20 minutes. It's just 20 minutes for the test, not 30. Okay, so we're going to read the prompt. Wait, did you guys see this one? ¿Con ustedes ya han visto esto? Este prompt de sobre dar dinero a personas en situación de calle, to beggars, people on the street. ¿Ya les han hecho esa pregunta? ¿Han hecho ese prompt? ¿Con ustedes?
Not really.
Okay, because I corrected these the other day, but I don't know if maybe you saw this in your theory class. Okay, so we haven't seen this prompt yet. So with this prompt, vamos a empezar el writing. Les voy a poner cronómetro de 15 minutitos. Roger, can you read the prompt, please?
Yes. Some people suggest that it is wrong to give money to beggars asking for money on the street, while others think that it is the right thing to do. Which point of view do you think is correct and why?
Okay, so that's the two options they give you. Which do you prefer? Okay, so your 15 minutes. Yeah. Mm, mm. Okay, start now. So tómense un tiempito para plantear su texto, escribir hasta donde puedan en estos 15 minutitos. If you guys have any questions that come up while you're writing, feel free to ask, go ahead. Or if you need any sort of advice or assistance in anything, igual pregunta nomás. Okay, we're more or less around at half the time. We have 7 minutes left. Okay, guys, we have about 4 minutes left. Okay, guys, we have 30 seconds left, more or less. Okay, so time's up. So up until wherever you've written, since they're just the two of us, I think we're just, well, there's three of us. We're gonna see both of them. So send your sus textos al chat, please. En grande. Ay, Roger, you desapareciste un rato, pero ya se nos acabó el tiempo, so let's send the, ahí está, your text to the chat. Okay, can you guys see it? ¿Lo ven en pantalla el chat? ¿Sí? No, no lo ven en pantalla. No, okay, I'm gonna paste them here then. ¿De quién es esto? Okay, Natalie, send yours. Fabiola and Roger, also send your text, please.
Miss, I write it on my notebook, so I'm gonna. Recién voy a
Okay.
escribirlo.
Ok, so
En el
mientras
chat.
revisamos, vamos revisando el de Natalie y Fabiola, pásalo bueno, a texto escrito, bueno, a compu, please, y igual lo vamos a ver.
Ok, thank you.
Ok, so, espera, lo vamos a ver. Yes, okay. So we had 15 minutes, more or less. The extension should be about the half-ish of 300 words, like 150 more or less. All right, so let's read this text. People begging for money on the street is a top of the iceberg phenomenon that portrays serious issues of human rights violation. Having that in mind, giving the money won't get the rights back whatsoever. Instead, it will contribute to perpetuate a vicious cycle of extreme poverty, vulnerability, and violence. Perfect. I think it's very to the point. You know, it's very concise. It says everything that needs to be said. The vocabulary is, you know, on point, amazing. But as it needs to be a little bit longer, I feel you can extend each of these points with an example. What example could you have given, for example, or could you have mentioned?
Like I just could get to the introduction of the text, and then I was planning on elaborating a little bit deeper on the reasons why I consider it contribute to violence and poverty, with examples and supporting ideas, but it just couldn't make it till there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the time, right? Igual, pero this is like, how many words is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. When they give you the actual test, it's written, ¿no? Es escrito, entonces eso igual tienen que tomar en cuenta un poco el tiempo varía entre when you're writing it on computer and when you're writing it a mano. Yeah, I feel like with the time given, you could have gone a little bit more into your first example. Al menos mencionar eso un poco. Entonces creo que un poco de manejo de tiempo, but other than that, like it's a perfect introduction.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Who else? Fabiola, can you send your text to the chat, please?
I already did. I think I will say one more time.
Ok, sí, qué raro porque no me aparece. A ver, cerrar esto. Directo al chat de la reunión. Aquí está. Ya lo vi. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Es que no tengo abierto mi WhatsApp. I'm gonna open it. Internet lento. Fabiola, ¿será que puedes mandar directo así copy paste al chat? Porque it's gonna take kind of a while because my internet is not the best. Hasta que abre el WhatsApp y todo. ¿Puedes mandar directo al chat, porfa? Sí, es más práctico en tiempo.
Okay.
A ver, ya. Aquí está. Okay. Okay, so let's read this text. Nowadays, with the economic crisis of the coronavirus, many people do not have enough money. It is very difficult to have a decent job. Accordingly, I think that it is wrong to give money to beggars. Firstly, because in fact, giving money will not allow them to have economic stability. In addition, beggars asking for money and receive it in a simple way, it could be said they will not aspire to have a better future. First of all, giving money will not allow beggars to have economic stability. As a matter of fact, they must dress, live, eat with just a few quantities of money for that kind of revenues. Okay. Dime.
I don't have the time to finish that phrase.
Yeah, of course. Sí, igual era hasta donde puedan, entonces si quedó una frase suelta, quedó suelta. Overall, I think the introduction, in fact, gives maybe more details than a general statement. You know, yeah, in the introduction, you start to mention some examples or some factors that play into this, like coronavirus or developing countries. When I feel the introduction could have given a more general statement. Okay, so eso en general about the structure. ¿O tú cómo lo tenías estructurado? What was the plan for this? ¿Cómo planeabas continuar y concluir? ¿Qué otros ejemplos tal vez querías mencionar o en el desarrollo?
Mm, no, actually, I was one. I have two reasons that why I think that give money it's not a good idea. The first reason is that economic stability, and the second reason is that they will not aspire to have a better future because they will be because it was the two kind of reasons. Well, in the first in this phrase, I wanted to give some examples about the stability, the economic stability, and the after I want to say something about that give money so easy. It will not allow them to aspire to have a good job or something like that. It was my
Okay.
two ideas. Yes.
I think though you mentioned them, no? So you give your main opinion, you mentioned the 2 points you're going to develop, but I feel they're already a little bit developed in this first paragraph. Okay, so maybe you could have concise the description for each of the points a little bit more. Por
Okay,
ejemplo, en este
because maybe I put a lot of information. I don't know because I invested in the temp of writing that it was to put fact 1 and fact 2 and after to say the reason, no? Or the reason 1 and reason 2, and maybe I put a lot of information in my reasons.
Yeah, I feel that por eso toda la información que tenías acá hubiera estado mejor en cada uno de sus respectivos párrafos, ¿no? Como que aquí solo mencionar la estabilidad económica with coronavirus and in developing countries is difficult, y ya, en lo demás, mencionar que it makes it difficult to have a decent job, it makes it difficult, and here you mention also, I think it is wrong to give money to beggars, because in fact giving money will not allow them to have financial stability. Y con eso, bueno, incluso ya aquí, en estas dos cosas, in these two sentences, ¿dónde estás? Simple way. Like here, this accordingly, I think this would be a perfect introduction, just this part. Entonces, todo esto del coronavirus and the developing countries would have been better in the second paragraph when you're talking about economic stability. Like, incluirlo como detalles ahí. But other than that, I think the structure was well. No estaba empezando bien esta parte de la economic stability. A little detail though about the connectors. I don't know if I told you guys, como siempre es importante no tener su lista de connectors, es como su arsenal de armas, súper poderosas además, because they really give a text life. Pero también hay que saber en qué situaciones funcionan unas, en qué situaciones funcionan otras, and little phrases in English, ¿no? Que son como que frases cotidianas, like nowadays, the phrase is así, se escribe así, se escucha nowadays, pero escrito es esto. Okay, and lo mismo con, ¿dónde está? Acá un poco, un detallito de grammar, it is very difficult. Accordingly, había una palabra que I felt was a little. I feel that these two words, these two connectors, moreover and accordingly, could be a little more precise. No, maybe there are different connectors that better connect this idea to this one. Okay, so un poco eso de los conectores. But other than that, I think it's great. Roger, are you done with your transcribiendo?
Miss, I was finishing then Zoom kicked me out and everything was deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna keep writing or I send you a picture.
Send me a picture better. No lo vamos a poder ver en el grupo, creo, pero lo voy a leer y lo vamos a ir viendo.
Okay.
Al grupo lo mandas, por favor.
I send it to the group, miss.
So we're gonna read this. I believe it is wrong to give money to beggars, especially when they are children, for two reasons. Okay, good introduction. If you give money to beggars, you are just making them get used to beg. Ahí el verbo, ¿no? Sería begging, el verbo in gerund, instead of trying another ways to earn money. And in the case that the beggar is a child, it may it may be bad, but you are not helping that child due to the fact that he or she must have parents. Exemplifying, here in Bolivia are plenty of child beggars. Ahí también the word would be there are plenty of child beggars whom ask, la diferencia entre who y whom, ¿no? Con la M, el whom es cuando es objeto. Entonces aquí los niños todavía son sujetos, ¿no? Los niños que piden, so they would be who ask for money or in many other cases for food. It is really hard to see those childs. Remember the plural for child is children. So children, however, they won't be children, lo mismo, forever. When they grow up and become adults, they already have gotten used to that kind of life. Begging, just begging for a living. In conclusion, y esta va tu conclusión, that was really good. O sea, en cuanto a extensión, I think it was a good extension for the 15 minutes I gave you. Though I feel el segundo punto quedó un poco suelto. Okay, we have the introduction, we have, we clearly state the two reasons at the beginning, pero lo mismo, siento que todo the bulk of the text or the bulk of the information, especially in the second idea you mentioned, is in the first paragraph, in the introduction. Now, when you can really carry that out to the second. Idealmente son como unos 3 o 4 párrafos. Aquí ibas a tener 3, ¿no? Y con tu conclusión iban a ser 3. That was perfect. Pero tal vez separar un poco esas ideas y la segunda desarrollarlo más en su propio párrafito. ¿Ok? Other than that, though, eso es lo que te digo un poco the vocabulary, the plural forms of words. But other than that, I also really like this response. Okay. We're gonna leave it there, you guys, because it's already 15 minutes to the class, o sea, para que acabe la clase. And es medio largo esta tarea. I'm gonna give you one more prompt y les voy a dar de tarea, okay? So we're gonna leave the class here, pero por su cuenta, pónganse cronómetro y dense sus 30 minutos, o 20 minutos, perdón, to write your text. So we're gonna see another prompt y les dejo tareita y me mandan al chat igual, al WhatsApp. En documento, pero ya completo, ¿no? Because you guys are going to have the time to do it on your own y demás. So ya acabado. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the statement I'm gonna give you guys for homework. Igual pueden ponerse sus 20 minutitos y me lo mandan completo al chat del WhatsApp. This is the statement. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children over the age of 15 should be allowed to vote. Ok, igual les voy a copiar esto. Más ratito les voy a copiar, les voy a dejar al WhatsApp. I'm gonna see if my WhatsApp managed to open. Y aquí les dejo. Okay, so, yeah. Con eso acabamos la clase de hoy. Guys, I don't know if you have any questions or comments.
This prompt, is it a common prompt we would find? Because I consider that's very general, like vote for what? For presidential elections, for the high
Yeah.
school, what?
Presidential elections, when they give you general statements like this, you associate it to the most general things, you know, so voting, you know, like for your country, I guess. So es. Anything else? Comments, questions? Desapareció. Okay, so, bueno, desapareció Roger, pero les mando la encuestita y ¿dónde estás? Mm, Okay, ahí está el poll. You can go ahead and fill it out. Y lo llenan y ya pueden salirse de la clase. So, bye guys. Have a nice weekend. I hope you had a nice week as well. And I will see you on Wednesday.
Sorry, Miss,
Bye.
I have an inconvenience and I couldn't be present in the class the most of the time. Yes, but I will do the homework and I will see the video in YouTube channel.
All right.
So-
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Okay, so sorry, Miss. It's not happen again. Thank
Okay,
you,
don't
Miss.
worry.
Goodbye.
Bye, Carolina. Okay, also, bueno, los demás, Fabiola,
Bye,
Roger.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you.